Hello and welcome back to Mega Reacts. Today we're going to be watching House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 1. What do I even say about this show? I loved Game of Thrones. Loved Game of Thrones. Season 1 through 4, maybe 1 through 5. The best television ever made. It excited me weekly, waiting for the next episode. I would get up with friends on Sundays. We'd cook themed meals and we'd sit around and Game of Thrones, maybe play some Magic, some D&D. But we would always stop whatever we were doing, watch game. It was an event. It was something that united us, united the world. Maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe not the world, but you know what I mean. Game of Thrones was it, and then slowly started to become something else, something worse, something we did not want. By season 7, I was in denial. I would look past all the things that I knew were wrong, that I knew did not feel like this world. I would just focus on the cool things. Dragons, zombie dragons, White Walkers. I would focus on anything but the things I should have been focusing on because I knew deep down it was not good. And then season 8. Any illusions I had the show being anything similar to what I first fell in love with were out the window. It was utter and complete trash. And when it ended, I had never abandoned a show quicker. And I was done with Game of Thrones. I don't go back and watch old episodes. I don't read books anymore. I don't look into anything Game of Thrones related. It burned me that bad, and probably burned a lot of that bad as well. And I just gotta say all of this before I even get into this episode, okay? Because it's gonna skew my reaction. I know it is. I am self-aware enough to know that I'm gonna go into this looking for things to not like. And I'm gonna try not do that. Try to go into this show with an open mind, judge it for what it is, and try not to think that no matter what happens or how good the show is, it ends with season 8 of Game of Thrones. I'm going to try to push all of that out of my mind, go into this show hoping for the best. Oh, I'm kind of scared to watch this, honestly. I'm scared because what if I like it? I'll forever doubt how it's going to end. Game of Thrones, you burned me, man. You burned me bad. So, speaking of burn, let's talk about dragons. This is the House of Dragons. I like dragons. I like Targaryens. I know this show is about the Targaryens. I can see the Iron Throne in the picture here. Giant freaking dragon. It might be good. Nothing else to say. I have nothing else to say. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. But before we do, gotta plug the channel here. Before we do, come on this journey with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Patreon link in the description below. This is Mega, apprehensive, afraid, not quite ready to get into it.
King Heirs reigned over nearly 60 years of peace and prosperity, but tragedy had claimed both his sons, leaving his succession in doubt. The old king called a great council to choose an heir.
Interesting.
Over 1,000 lords made the journey to Harrenhal. Princess
That looks
Rhaenys
like a
Targaryen,
drow.
the king's eldest descendant, and her younger cousin, Prince Viserys Targaryen. Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne. Jaehaerys called the Great Council to prevent a war being fought over his succession. For he knew the cold truth. the only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
Dragon? Yeah, basically what I said. And it's an interesting opening. Did it really grab me though? No. We in the sky, we're gonna see dragons? Oh, we're getting right into it. Landing? That little theme in there, little hints. OG Game of Thrones. Dragons look good.
Welcome back, Princess. I trust your ride was pleasant.
Try not to look too relieved, sir.
I am relieved.
I believe I'm quite content as a spectator. Thank you.
Who's this, Sansa Stark look-alike? I feel like I should be more excited, but I'm not. Am I dead inside the Game of Thrones? God, I hope not.
Ah, Rhaenyra. I don't need mothering, Rhaenyra.
Well, here you are, surrounded by attendants, all focused on the babe.
This discomfort is how we serve the realm.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory.
We have royal wounds, you and I. The childbed is our battlefield.
Interesting way to put it, actually.
So I said to him, well, I believe you might be looking up the wrong end.
Most of the lords and knights are certainly on their way to King's Landing already. To turn them back
The
now...
tourney will take the better part of a week. Before the games are over, my son will be born. And the whole realm will celebrate.
We have no way of predicting the sex of the child.
He passed through the Red Keep's gates at first light.
Does my father know he's here?
No.
Good.
Gods be good.
It's all right, sir.
Sit upon the king's throne. Death to you. You like Iron Throne. It looks like Legolas. But we don't get any weird Targaryen brother, sister, uncle, cousin, niece. Know what I mean?
I've lost one babe in the cradle, had 2 stillbirths and 2 pregnancies ended well before their term. That's 5.
All that damn incest, man. Up those birth rates.
Commander on the floor! When I took command of the watch, you were stray mongrels. Starving and undisciplined. Now, you're a pack of hounds. Sated and honed for the hunt. My brother's city has fallen into squalor. Crime of every breed has been allowed to thrive. Beginning tonight, King's Landing will learn to fear the color gold.
That's a good line. Good line. He's the most likable character so far.
Raver! No! 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 No!
Alright, I guess they're criminals.
It was an unprecedented roundup of criminals of every ilk. Your brother made a public show of it, meting out the summary judgments himself. Until they needed a 2-horse cart.
I mean,
to haul away the resulting
it gets the point across.
Gods be good.
Crime is not tolerated.
The prince cannot be allowed to act with this kind of unchecked impunity.
Carry on. You were saying something about my impunity.
They were criminals.
You are to explain your doings with the City Watch.
The criminal element should fear the City Watch.
Thank you for your support, Lord.
Yes.
If only the prince would show the same devotion to his lady wife as he does his work, your grace. You've not been seen in the Vale or at Runestone for quite some time.
I think my bronze bitch is happier for my absence.
Lady Rhea is your wife.
In the Vale, men are said to fuck sheep instead of women. I can assure you, The sheep are prettier.
Dear me. You made a vow before the Seven to honor your wife in
That's funny.
marriage.
I could give Lady Rare to you, Lord Hightower, if you're in want of a woman to warm your bed.
That's a brothel. I know that sound in Game of Thrones.
When I look at the fine knights in these lists, I see a group without equal in our histories that I am happy to share. Queen Emma has begun her labors.
Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, I would humbly ask for the favor of the queen who never was.
Good fortune to you, cousin.
I would gladly take it if I thought I needed it.
You could have Baratheon's tongue for that.
Tongues will not change the succession. Let them wag.
Dude, that helmet is so extra. It really is. Oh, that burst.
Your queen is a strong woman. She's fighting with all her might, but it may not be enough.
Emma!
That writing seemed a bit clunky.
I'm here.
No, I'm sorry. Rones, you ruined me, man. Last one, I told you. It's just rough.
During a difficult birth, it sometimes becomes necessary for the father to make an impossible choice.
Hey, babe. We gotta cut you open. I hope that's okay. I was in a room when my wife gave birth. I don't need to see this.
I'm making the first incision. Please hold it still.
How can they do this without knocking her out? Not just because of the pain thing, but how's she not gonna move? I don't need to watch that. Better have been a damn boy. Go through all that.
Congratulations, Your Grace. You have a son.
Well, thank God for that.
It's a boy. A new heir, Your Grace.
Blood sacrifice for that boy.
Had you and the Queen chosen a name?
Baby wasn't having trouble breathing, was it? Was it? Ugh, I can't talk. Yeah, your mama's dead. So she wasn't technically murdered. Technically. It could be argued. Son of a biscuit eater. Son of a biscuit eater. That's the baby too. Dude, your father is broke.
Dracarys.
He said it! He said it!
Even this is a little thing. Do you even need wood? If you're using dragon's fire, why the hell do you need wood?
The heir for a day. Did you say it?
Bad joke, brother. Relax.
We must all mourn in our own way, Your Grace.
My family has just been destroyed. But instead of being by my side or Rhaenyra's, you chose to celebrate your own rise! Laughing with your whores and your leg spittles! You have no allies at court but me!
10 years you've been king, and yet not once have you asked me to be your hand.
Why would I do that?
Because I'm your brother. And the blood of the dragon runs thick.
Then why do you cut me so deep?
I've only ever spoken the truth. I see Otto Hightower for what he is.
An unwavering and loyal hand.
A cunt. A second son who stands to inherit nothing he doesn't seize for himself. You're weak, Viserys. And that council of leeches knows it. They all prey on you for their own ends.
You are to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once. And you are to do so without quarrel. By order of your king.
Oh, Can you take the King's Guard? You are a Targaryen.
There are power man should never have trifled with. One that brought Valyria its doom. If we don't mind our own histories, it will do the same to us. Targaryen must understand this to be king. Or queen.
Daemon is your heir.
Daemon was not made to wear the crown.
I, Lord Hobart Hightower, Beacon of the South, Defender of the Citadel, and Voice of Old Town, promise to be
Got
faithful
that rest
to
and
King
bitch
Viserys
face down perfect.
and his named heir,
Channeling the
Princess
best of Cersei Lannister.
And just as Daenerys foresaw the end of Valyria, Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. It is to begin with a terrible winter. Aegon saw absolute darkness riding on those winds, and whatever dwells within will destroy the world of the living. When this great winter comes, Rhaenyra, all of Westeros must stand against it. And if the world of men is to survive, a Targaryen must be seated on the Iron Throne.
No, it's really
King
not
or
needed.
queen, strong enough to unite the realm against the cold and the
No,
dark.
you just need
Aegon
one
called
girl
this
named
dream the
Arya.
Song of Ice and Fire. This secret, it's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time. Now you must promise to carry it.
And the first men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm.
Size of the neck on that bad boy.
Rhaenyra Targaryen, Princess of Dragonstone.
Or firebomb the whole place.
heir
That would be
to the
amazing.
Iron Throne.
Burn everyone in there alive. That would be the greatest. He comes bursting through the window. Fire and blood. I'll be right back with you. So that was Fire and Blood, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm not sold. I'm not sold at all. And it's probably just because I'm jaded and still pissed off about Game of Thrones and how it ended. And I'm still just so over this entire world. But I was hoping maybe this would pull me back in and it would just be amazing. And it wasn't. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. And I'm fine with a young girl being named the heir to the throne and maybe becoming a badass queen who wants to be a warrior. That's all fine. I got no issues with any of that. My issue is I just don't care about the character. Especially at the end when they bring up the foretold fortune and the future of the darkness from the north, and it must be a Targaryen on the throne to defeat it, and that's all bullshit. We've seen how it ends. It's nothing to do with a Targaryen on the throne. Nothing to do with anything. Arya was the key to everything. And I liked Arya. I like Arya as a character until the end. I liked everything. Oh, I'm gonna get off on Game of Thrones in a rant. I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling it back. We're gonna stay focused on this. Stay focused. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll continue this show. I just felt I had to watch the first episode. I had to give it a chance. I had to see if it could re-spark that same feeling I had with the first episode of Game of Thrones. That it could rekindle my love for the franchise and everything it has, and it just didn't. Even dragons was not enough. Cool sword fighting was not enough. Gratuitous violence is not enough. It's like someone making a cake. They have all the ingredients right, but they just don't mix it. They don't know the proportions. It's just not the same. Not the same. I don't think I can ever go back to where I was with the franchise. That is sad. I don't think I will continue this show. It'll probably be a one and done first episode. But let me know in the comments below if I should keep doing the show. If you even care if I watch it. If I was just such a freaking downer watching it that you're like, why do we want to watch this dude? Because he hates the show. And I don't hate the show. It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a bad show. But in the world, in the words of Immortal Joe, mediocre. Mediocre. The only thing I have to say. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, please follow me on this journey. Like, comment, share, subscribe, Patreon link, description below. This is Mega signing off.